How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and today we are doing everyone's favorite series, tuner cars for sale. We're going to be looking at cars for sale on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and seeing if they are worth the penny, the pretty penny that these owners are trying to charge. Some owners are really stupid and think that, oh, I spent over $30,000 in this build. I can get $30,000 plus the MSRP of the car. Sadly, old Ricky, that ain't how the world works. That ain't how modding cars really works. Unless you're modding something that really holds its value, the world don't work like that. So we're going to see if these guys are asking a fair price for their build and just seeing overall how badass these builds are. I got some really good ones for you guys, so I hope you like engine swaps and turbos on everything, because I think there's a turbo in every single car in this episode. Anyways, if you guys see any like this, want to send it to my Gmail, send it to my Gmail, drewpeacock.clips@gmail.com, and let's go ahead and dive right in. First car, I haven't seen any other photo except this photo right here, and I thought it was enough just to show you guys. We got a 2010 Ford Mustang Premium Coupe. 2010, probably the worst year Mustang, but this one has a gigantic spoolie snail on it. I mean, look at that thing. Look at the big impeller right there. Gigantic. We have a nice V-band. It's looking good, at least in this first photo. It's looking very good. The 2010 sucks because it is the last year the 3-valve came. Now, this owner was smart. He was like, the 3-valve is a turd. You know, even if you build it, you're not going to make much power. Like, you could, like, you know, if you're Drew Peacock, you could make some decent power on that bad boy. But if you're smart and don't want to waste money like Drew Peacock, you go ahead and just toss in an LS3 6.2 with a TH400. Yeah. Go ahead and throw some GM power underneath the hood of the Ford. And I will say, the LS3 does look great in the S197 body style. It looks great. Obviously, it has a fuel cell in the rear. I mean, it's a race car. It's got a TH400. It's got a Holley EFI right there. Great dash. I probably need something like that in mind because my clusters doesn't work at all. So that actually looks really clean. I actually really like how that looks. I'm gonna use this and tell my tuner, yo, this is what I want. Get me it. So hopefully that works. Now, I mean, this needs some cleaning up, but you know, it's a build. It's a build, and for $29,900, you're getting a built LS3 6.2 single turbo with a TH400 in what it doesn't belong in a freak of nature. I mean, the 2010 looks good, looks great. It's a good looking car. I mean, it's an S197. It's the refresh of it too. It's a good looking car. Nothing wrong with it. And it's going to sound great too with the spoolie snail LS3 underneath the hood. Now, let's see if he actually says how much power he's making. Now, this has a flex tune, so it's E85 and 91 or 93, wherever he's at. He's got the Holley Pro Dash. So I need to go in and look up how much that bad boy is. He said the car makes 850 to 900 as it sits. It weighs 3,300 pounds with interior, no rear seats, full tank. It's been low 9s on 17 PSI. If you turn it up, you could take it into the 8s. And he has receipts for everything. Honestly, a great way to start the episode. Like I said, I didn't see anything else but this first photo right here. And the gigantic spoolie snail was enough to get me bricked up and wanting to show you guys this bad machine. Do you think Camaro owners cry when they get beat by this? Like, you think they'd be upset, or you think they'd be like, at least it was an LS3 that beat me. It's not a 3-valve. They're probably slightly relieved to hear it's a turbo LS. This thing is sick. This thing is super sick. I need that dash so bad. All right, let's move on to the next build. Honestly, for $29,000, doesn't sound that bad. Needs a little cleaning up here and there, but overall, I like it. Next car, we have an RX-7, and he's asking $65,000 for that bad boy. Wow, what's he got done to this bad boy? I mean, it's clean, but RPF 1s on an RX-7, and it's worth $65,000? Okay, we got an aftermarket, you know, digital dash on the interior. And the interior looks clean, but this numbnuts is playing dress up as a Supra. He's like, I identify as a Supra. I get Supra prices. No, you don't. You do not get Supra prices, bro. You're in an RX-7. You're not there yet. In my opinion, Supra's more legendary. Maybe I'm a little biased. I don't care. You're not $65,000. Sorry. Suck on me dick. Not happening. Imagine paying $65,000 and getting RPF 1s. I mean, it's a good meaty tire setup and the car looks great, but I mean, 102,000 miles on this bad boy as well. Like, what's going on here? Doesn't even have big brakes. You know, it just looks stock. What's going on? Well, you'll see what's going on right here. I mean, yes, the car is very clean on the exterior. There's no denying that. It's got a beautiful stance to it as well. Like, it looks aggressive, and that's because This bad boy is pushing 600 horsepower through a 2JZ GTE VVTi. You heard me right. It's a 2J swapped RX-7. I mean, it's been done before. I've seen a 1J swapped in person. A 2J swap, I mean, it looks right at home in there. You like having the styling of the beautiful Mazda without having the reliability of a shitty rotary? Well, look no further than this car for $65,000. I mean, I think we can all say most of us make that in a week, right? For $65,000, you can go out and buy this just in time for Christmas. I mean, yeah, a lot of people just got laying around 65 grand. I mean, dude, okay, personally, I think it's a little overpriced. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a super low mileage car. It is very clean, I will say. And I don't know the market for RX-7s, but I don't think they're this much. And it is a clean swap. It's very clean, but maybe it's just an asking price. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Personally, I love this car. I think it's very cool. I don't know if I would want to do this. You know, if I get an RX-7, I'd probably just keep it a rotary or do the unthinkable and put an LS in it like every other crazy person out there. But yeah, I mean, it's just like for 65 grand, like I feel like you could just go out and buy a Supra for that price. Like you could actually go out and buy a Supra for that price. So if you want the 2JZ, go buy the Supra or just save your money and buy a non-JZ swapped RX-7. I don't know. That's just some food for thought. Very clean though. Very clean overall. I mean, 600 wheel horsepower. It's definitely a fun car. It looks great. I'm personally not seeing it, but hey, you know, if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. I love the car. I wouldn't pay 65 grand for it though. Let me know down below what you guys think. If you guys want to read this full description, go for it. Moving on. Oh, it is on a T56, which is still, again, it's a great setup, but it's moving on. All right, next car, $27,000 for a Honda Civic. This dude must have smoked crack right before posting this thing. Who the hell would pay $27,000 for a 2000 Honda Civic SO? I think he meant to put SI, but so what? The Honda Civic SO, so what? Anyways, it's a 2000 SI and it ain't no stock 2000 SI, safe to say. It's got a K20 turbo swap, fully built motor, top and bottom. Car is tuned at 630 horsepower and has a lot more run to go. Personally, I think you're smoking crack, okay? I am going to say this. My Honda does not hook with 360 horsepower before it shot the rod out the side. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. It didn't hook with that. Double that. With 630. Why would it hook? What's going on here? This thing, is all-wheel drive swapped? If it is, I'll go buy it right now. I would literally go buy this right now if it was all-wheel drive swapped. I don't think it is. Anyways, like that's crazy power. Room to go. I mean, unless it's like boost by gear or something, that's crazy. And even then, I don't think 630 horsepower would work. Even in like the final drive, like what is going on here? That is ridiculous. I love horsepower, but at a certain point, you just got to know that like that's unusable. Like 90% of this is unusable, at least on this wheel and tire setup. I mean, those look like 16s and they're on our 888Rs. I'm just saying now, I like this car. I think it's very cool. I mean, it's a 630 horsepower Honda. I'm sure it's very fun to drive when it actually hooks. But I mean, like, dude, I would imagine you got to be in 5th gear going 30 for it to actually get traction. Bro, you already know if you're gapping a Hellcat in a Honda Civic, that Hellcat owner is throwing hands if he ever sees you in public, bro. You know he's punching the air as you're pulling away from him. Thoughty ass girlfriend, yeah, she's leaving his ass. How you gonna let that Honda Civic gap your ass? He must be Hellcat swapped because it's the fastest car in the world. Why do Hellcat owners think their cars are so fast all the time? They hear 707 and get bricked up. They just like imagining that shit's their credit score. Very cool setup. Very cool indeed. 27,000. I mean, it is a built Honda and it is a very clean build too. Although there's no goddamn fucking filter on the turbo, so there's that. But besides that, it is a very clean setup. I bet it's done very well. I mean, the car inside and out looks great, but I don't think there's a usability, there's a practicality for that much power in a little Honda. Like I said, if it was all-wheel drive, it'd be a different story. Hey, maybe like I said, it is boost by gear, and it doesn't get that full 630 until 5th or 6th gear, but fuck, man, that's a lot of horsepower for a little bit of tire. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I love this car. So far, possibly my favorite out of the ones we've seen so far, just because I'm sure it's so much fun to drive. Actually, no, it's bullshit. You already know I would fucking choose the RX-7 over it. But for the price, though, you're getting more horsepower in less of a car. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. This thing definitely would hurt feelings if it could put the power down to the ground. This thing would, like, destroy Lambos and shit, like, all day long. So, the thought of that makes me smile. That's a good thought, but fuck. Seems like overkill. Seems like overkill. I think it's 200 horsepower overkill, but let me know down below. What do you think? All right, next car. Yeah, I didn't think anyone was dumb enough to build one of these, but someone did. Someone, yeah, 2010 Scion TC. All right, let's talk about it. Yeah, okay. Like, can we go ahead and say that not many people like these cars? Like, I personally don't like them, and like this right here also. Like, what is this? I mean, obviously this is like something that just shouldn't exist. Why did you do this? He closed off. Oh, this has to be the worst flowing fucking intercooler ever. He closed off the side port and then tapped into the top and made it feed through that. I don't think it works like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling it doesn't work and flow that well. But whatever. I don't know if it's running. Like if it was, it'd be pretty cool. Is it rear wheel drive? Holy shit. Does he have slicks in the rear or are those skinnies? They might just be skinnies. It looks like he's got slicks in the rear, but that doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably not. Anyways, yeah, he doesn't have a price for it. He doesn't have a mileage. He doesn't say what's done to it. I mean, we could obviously see it's a turbo TC, but I don't know shit about TCs. I don't even know if that's the original motor. I mean, for all I know, that's a 4G63. I have no fucking idea. This thing could be all-wheel drive swap. Again, no idea. I feel like people just don't ever want to sell their shit and then they just post it up very lazily. Like, why not tell me what's done to this? Why not tell me, what's going on? You know, this doesn't make any sense because he says he'll explain all the goodies and what it comes with to serious buyers. So he's going to have to explain it to 25 morons before one idiot decides to actually buy this. If he just typed it out once, it would make way more sense. That's kind of why they have descriptions, you donkey. I still can't fathom that some moron did this shit to an intercooler. No, you don't need to buy a new intercooler. I know a guy that can do it for cheaper. Yeah, because a hard 90 that's just perfect for airflow, man. If this was my car and some shop did this to me, I'd be shoving a hard 90 up their ass. It'd be my fucking fist. I'd be working their fucking mouth like a damn puppet, getting my money back. Yes, sir, that would be a full refund, as my hand is in their goddamn asshole. I'd be so pissed. I will say though, the teardrop cuts in the hood, that's pretty clean. You could tell the moron that did that, I shouldn't even call him a moron. The mad lad who did that is not the same moron who did this. The two different people. And yeah, I'm not even going to mention that it doesn't have a filter. I mean, what do we expect with an intercooler like that? Anyways, yeah, someone did it. I believe it. Would you drive a built Scion TC? I wouldn't, but I mean, this guy did, I guess. And now it's at a Jiffy Lube, it looks like. Cool. All right. Yeah, moving on. All right, next car. This one's going to make everyone smile too. From ear to ear, 1989 Nissan 240 SX Coupe. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Love this exterior. See? I think the RX-7, needed to step it up a little bit, this exterior. I do like the RX-7, I will say. It is very clean, but it looks too OEM. This looks nice. This looks nice and drifty and aftermarket. It's got a little body kit on it. I mean, it doesn't fit great, but it looks good. Although at this angle, it kind of looks like a Miata. Now I'm getting kind of sad. Anyways, he decided to take a page out of the RX-7 build book and do the same swap. 2JZ, GTE, VVTi, single turbo. Yep, he's a copycat. He is a copycat. It's got a Borg Warner S366. He's got 1000cc injectors. He's got a Freddy intake manifold welded to factory runners, Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator, a CD009 trans, Collins cut bell housing adapter kit, Collins drive shaft, ACT single disc clutch. This thing is ready to go. This thing is ready to fuck some shit up. It seems like he has it set up to drift, but it's just one of those cars that seems way too clean to drift. So either buy this knowing what the fuck you're doing, or buy it and don't drift it, because yeah, it's too damn clean. Like, if you don't know what you're doing and you got, how much does he want? $19,000 pretty much for it. If you got $19,000 burning a hole in your pocket for a drift car and you don't know how to drift, this is probably not the car for you. One, it probably makes way too much power for your peanut-sized brain to learn how to drift in, and two, it is way too nice and you're going to destroy a very clean build for nothing, because at the end of the day, when you destroy it, you won't have a car to drift in anymore. So I wouldn't recommend that. You see that often. You see people go out and buy crazy shit, not knowing how to drift, not knowing how to drive, and they just destroy it. And it's sad. Don't be like one of those people. This car makes 466 horsepower and 377 torque at 15 PSI. Yeah, that's a lot of power. That's good power. Good drifting power if you know what you're doing. But I would not destroy this car trying to drift, and I don't recommend you do either. What do you guys prefer more though? The coupe body style or like the hatch body style on the S13s? Honestly, this coupe is kind of sweet. It's really sleek. I'm usually not a fan of it. As long as it's not a convertible, I'm happy though. Oh, but the convertibles are rare. I don't care. He's looking to trade for a 350Z or a 370. Honestly, a downgrade in my opinion, or an R32/R33. That's an upgrade. I will say though, he has this priced incredibly well at $18,500. I think that's a pretty fair price if everything works as described. He even lets morons know that it's not good for a daily driver. Thank you. People are stupid. You could daily drive anything you want, but you're going to fucking hate your life. Next and last car, we have a BMW 335i single turbo. If you want something extremely unreliable, well, you found your car. $12,000, the cheapest car on the list, surprisingly, coming from probably the most expensive brand on the list. We have a $12,000 single turbo 335i. Yeah, these cars are extremely cheap because they suck. I mean, they're great at making power, but they suck at keeping the power, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, for a fact, he lied during the job interview when they asked him if he had reliable transportation. The next question was, don't you have N54? Bro froze up. I do, but it's Jay-Z swapped. Liar. You know, they might not turn on the next day. And then they might have electrical issues. They might have oil pump issues. They might have everything issues. They might, you know, it's just, this car's riddled with problems. The N54 motor is great. It's, you know, everyone compares it to the 2JZ. It's the little German 2JZ. You know, that's great. That's cool. Everyone loves horsepower. Inline six. Hell yeah. Single turbo. Taking out the V8. Hell yeah. But the thing is that JZ's reliable. So I feel like you can't compare this to a JZ. I just, you know, it ends there. It ends at inline six, good horsepower, and very easy to tune. It ends there because Jay-Z's reliable. You can throw Jay-Z in, I don't know, any fucking car you want, and it'll make power and it will last. The N54, how many people are out here doing N54 swaps in RX-7s and anything for that matter? Not many people. It's a car that I would like to own if it actually like was able to not be a piece of shit, you know, every other day. I would love to have a DCT N54. I would love it. I would have one right now. I would honestly have one right now, and that would be my daily driver because it's got the luxury, it's got the sport factor, they look pretty good, but I don't want headaches and I don't want problems. I hate that. I hate when my cars don't run the way they're supposed to, and many of these are just like that. Now, I need to know, okay? I know I can ask someone, but I'm too lazy, so I'll just read some comments. Guys, if you find a low mileage N54, is that a good or a bad thing? Does that mean that it'll probably last longer or no? Does that mean you're gonna have less issues or more issues? Because I know with like the McLaren, you want a decent mileage one. You don't want it to have like 3,000 miles because I mean, it was sitting for a long time and usually the seals dry up and all that shit. So is that similar to this shit? If you find a low mileage, like 20,000 mile 335i, is that bad? Let me know down below. Because honestly, like it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to like, you know, dabble in this. But I hear a lot of people say, just save your money, buy the N55 and you'll have less issues. It costs a little bit more, but less issues, you know? Let me know, comment down below. Cool car, definitely one of the cheapest ways to make big power. Like I said though, for how long? Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, please subscribe, guys, and send some posts to my Gmail, drewpeacock.clips@gmail.com. Honestly, I think most of them were priced pretty fairly, except for the RX-7. I feel like that's a good $50,000 car. 65 seems like a bit much, but let me know down below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm obviously not always right, so let me know. Anyways, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this. Subscribe. Peace.